not a dermatologist. And we're live!
And we're... Okay, just double checking.
What?
You know what's funny? I noticed this the other day, but I didn't put it together that the reason why my controller light is different. I mean, does this mean that it's low on batteries, or does this just mean that
It's a different account!
Yeah, it's player 2.
It's player 2!
Yeah, because it's red either way.
Although I wonder what would happen if we turned on a third controller. Dude, get the third controller. Just
I'm guessing it'll be green.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess green.
Because I've never had more than 2 controllers on at a time.
Alright, let's see what happens.
Sign into my sister's account.
It's white. It's green!
It's green! Ah, it's green! Now log back out.
Okay, how do I...
Power.
It's under power.
It's power.
I can't see it.
Yeah. There you go. So I wonder what a fourth one would be. Plug that back in,
Probably
please.
yellow. I hope they can still hear me. That's usually like red, blue, green, yellow.
Yeah, so why does it start out with blue? I mean, I guess blue is more PlayStation-y, but...
Oh, yeah, I would say so. That's probably why.
Anyway, dude, I gotta talk about Far Cry.
Tell me about this Far Cry.
I gotta talk about, like, the beginnings of Far Cry. So here's how it starts, right? You got Crytek. Crytek is like, you know, the Crysis people. They're like, hey, what if we made a thing to show off our graphics engine?
Oh yeah.
And then they made Far Cry, and then they were
no, they made the Cry engine, and then Far Cry was like, hey, can we use this? And
no, that's not what happened. They made Far Cry.
The Far Cry?
Crytek made Far Cry.
Yeah, Crytek
made Far Cry.
No, they made... Wait.
Yes, dude. Far Cry was originally a Crytek game.
Oh, okay.
And then they were like, we don't want this anymore. And then Ubisoft was like, hey, bruh.
But they inherited the Cry engine?
They inherit... yeah, I guess. And it was weird because the first one was nothing like what the later ones would be. I mean, it was very much the, you know, sort of FPS, tropical island stuff. Or not always tropical. The second one takes place in Africa. I don't think Africa is considered tropical. Africa is very...
If you're along a certain, like, band of the near the equatorial line, per se.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah. But, so yeah, the first one, you know, it was kind of like... It kind of like laid the groundwork for what it would become, but it was like more linear in the first game. And enemies could like see you automatically through walls for like no reason, so you could never stealth, even though the game would encourage you to stealth, and then it just wouldn't work. And sometimes it was hard to actually shoot people, and you got lost in mazes and shit. But it was more linear. But it was a PC game originally. And here's where it gets weird, because the game starts out with you being like, I'm a boat rental guy, and I'm also an ex-agent, and also this girl hired me to be her bodyguard or something.
And also I'm running a pasta shop.
And
that's who the old man is!
Oh my god, the old man is Jack Carver from Far Cry 1. No, but then, yeah, so they get like washed up on a mysterious island that's a mysterious archipelago in the South Pacific that's never named. And, you know, she gets, I guess, kidnapped or whatever. You have to find her, and you meet this agent dude, and he helps you, and then he turns out to be bad towards the end, so then you kill him. But halfway through the game, it gets all sci-fi. Suddenly you stumble into, like, a secret laboratory place with mutants, and then it becomes like a horror Resident Evil-esque mutant shooter thing.
That sounds pretty fun.
And it's never referenced.
It doesn't come back?
I think in the 5th game, if you see her, he'll have Jason and Jack both tattooed on him. No, in the 4th game. That's in the 4th game. Huh. And so, like, he could be referencing Jack from the first game, but it gets weird, because it gets a little muddy on
why would he have a tattoo of a random person that he met?
Well, because... Man, I don't know, because he got...
they were buddies at some point.
They were buddies, I guess.
They would have had to be.
I want to see the story of Jack Carver hanging out with Herc. I want to see what that shit was. But
So Herc really has been in like, or
just
met
like
every character.
Game, just met every character.
He's got a lot of life experience.
He's probably met the various mercenaries in the second game too, but he never talks about it because they were weird. he was probably like, yeah, man, they were super fucked up psychopaths.
Someone like Herc showed up in Fallout, and he'd be like, "Yeah, things used to be real different. Like they used to be, the world was like all flat and stuff."
But yeah, so yeah, but it gets weirdly muddy on like the canonicity because Far Cry was originally a PC game. It couldn't be adapted for consoles because consoles couldn't handle it. So when it first got adapted to console, it got adapted as a game called Far Cry Instincts, which was just, more level based, and it told the same story. But then it had sequels. It had like Instincts Evolution and Instincts Predator and Instincts Vengeance, and they all told different stories.
Far Cry Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, yeah, Killer Instinct.
Far Cry Ultimate Alien.
The Ultimate Alien, Killer Instinct. But yeah, and like I think he had weird mutant powers or something too, because like his eyes were
vaguely
yellow.
remember something like that, but only
also,
from
he could dual wield guns.
Oh yeah, they
So
didn't put that in the later games.
But like,
which is fine.
So here's where it gets weird, because there's this big theory that Jack is actually Jackal from the second game, and it's easier to believe if you choose to accept the Instincts games as canon, because I can't remember what this dude's name was, but I was watching someone talk about it, and he was like, so basically, my theory is that at the end of the last Instincts game, he was given this diamond, right? He was given the diamond by the CIA, which I'm choosing to believe is who he was working for, and then he went and used it to start up his arms trade business, and then they were like, oh, that's a bad image for us, mercenary, go kill this guy. But then throughout the events of the second game, you realize that the Jackal's not really a bad guy. Like the whole thing builds up to him basically being like, Africa is like at war and everyone's bad, and we gotta end it. We gotta make it stop. And then like the final mission of that is one of you going to blow up a dam and the other one going to get citizens evacuated and then shooting yourself, because he's like, everything here is a cancer, including us, and we all have to go. Dang. And yeah, but he took this theory even further by saying, hey, what if he didn't do the damn thing? What if he went to
didn't do the damn thing?
Yeah. What if he didn't instead went to do the thing where he's supposed to shoot himself and then he didn't, and then he turned out to be Willis Huntley in the third game? And then what if he turned out to be this guy in the fourth game? And then what if he turned out to be this guy in the fifth game? He just keeps changing his identities. But all of these guys look similar, and it could happen.
What was that last name again?
Willis Huntley from the third game.
I remember seeing that name.
He's the
pop
man in
up,
white.
but I don't think I've met him in Far Cry 5.
He's like, hey, what's up? I'm an agent. Yeah.
Because I remember, when I first saw the thing, when I thought they were talking about Herc when I met an NPC, and they were like, there's a guy, who knew that the cult was coming, and he still stayed. He said that he'd seen pirates and bloodthirsty dictators, so some cult wasn't gonna scare him off. And I was like, oh, is it like Herc? Is it like one of the previous game's characters? And it was like William Huntley. I'm like, where's this from? Oh,
yeah, it's from the third game.
You know what Far Cry 5 is missing?
Horses?
Yes, horses. Way more Native Americans. And,
Does Montana have a lot of Native Americans?
Apparently it does, according to the article I read. There's only like 2, like, maybe Native American. There's only like 2 maybe Native American guys, and only one has a name.
Huh.
And the other is just like a merchant guy. He doesn't have a name, but I like him. But yeah, but the third thing is a poker game. For some reason, I found that poker game in Far Cry 3, I believe. Yeah. In Far Cry 3, which you've been playing.
Yeah, I've been playing Far Cry 3. I'm the
poker game.
You're my bitch.
There's a place. There's a couple places where you can play poker, and it just works like poker normally works. And I don't know why I got such a kick out of that, but like I love that you like look down at your cards, look at the table, look at your cards. I don't know. I did that in.
Look at your cards. Now back to the table. Now back to the cards.
I
Now
did
back
that
to
with
the table.
Red Dead 2, and like some of the achievements for those are actually kind of dumb because, like, some of the achievements are straightforward, like win a certain amount of times in poker, what have you. But one of them that's like absurd is it was like win X amount or something by doubling down in blackjack, and I'm like, that's just random chance. That's literally random chance, though. You want me to like just keep doubling down until eventually I get it. Like, there's a general strategy to games like poker and stuff, but like the thing is, the best you can be at blackjack is like 49% good at blackjack. Like, you can't actually be great at blackjack.
Right.
Unless you're the house, in which case you're just great by default.
And the house always wins. What is that from?
I think it's actually it's just a gambling term. The house, I believe it refers to the fact that in something like blackjack, for instance, or any gambling really, it doesn't matter what the stakes are or what the game is, as long as the house has like a 51% chance of winning overall, then you'll always get money back on your deals. For instance, in blackjack, if it's a tie, the house wins. And because of that tiny rule, it means that basically, even no matter how much someone, one particular person wins, that the odds still come out that the house will get more money than they lose. And that's fundamentally how, like, casinos, in theory, just can't really lose money. And unless you're, you know, an extremely poor businessman.
Right. I think Jason Brody has to be like one of the most dude bro names I've ever heard.
That is
like, that's the name of a guy who should be on
Brody.
like one of those extreme sports things. Extreme! Like skydiving with skateboards and shit. Hi, I'm Jason. He's even got like that hair. He's even got like the dude bro hair.
I don't know the face, but I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about the name.
He's got like that sort of Green Day-ish hair.
We've been very loosey-goosey this beginning.
Yeah, we have.
What episode are we on, by the way?
I don't know. 44?
It's on the screen.
40, it's not on the screen. It's in the editor, the edit stream info is where it's at. I have to click on that. It's 44.
44.
So there we go.
So everyone, welcome to episode
44.
it
is on the screen. It's right there. It's right there at the bottom. I didn't see it.
Bro.
You were right. I apologize.
We are back at it again with the
coming back at you with more of that Phoenix Wright shit.
So last time
talking about Far Cry.
I gotta say the biggest thing on last time is that the bird the is
the word. I can't not say it every time I hear the bird.
The parrot thingy. The parrot,
which is red, not green.
Yeah, the parrot thing.
Polly. Sex.
I think they're a she. I think that's how.
Did they specify?
I think the old man did.
Oh yeah, I think he called them a girl. He was like, Polly, come on, girl.
Yeah. So Polly, she is like somehow knows about DL6.
Wait, which one of us was voicing him?
The old man?
Yeah.
You were. I kept popping in just because I couldn't resist. Because it would be like, get me some cranberry. Polly, what is that?
We just we just watched the No Reason Boner video by Ninja Sucks Party. I haven't seen that like since I graduated high school, and Taylor came in referencing it, and I was like, I gotta watch that now.
It baffles scientists.
If you haven't seen No Reason Boner by Ninja Sex Party, go watch that video. Go watch the whole music video. Ninja Brian is like brushing his teeth, but like it's over the mask. So he's just brushing his mask. He's like, "Hey Brian, help me shave." And he like slaps him, and the hair comes off. But he's got like a weird sort of handlebar mustache thing when he comes back up, because he didn't get rid of all of it.
Brian.
He was like, Brian, quit fucking around. And then he like slaps him again. Oh, I can't. Oh, I got No Reason Boner. Oh no, ruining my life.
So we got to figure out, where does this parrot know? So today, I believe there'll be Here's what I think the twist was going to be, that you thought that they're going to call the old man to the stand, but somehow they're going to call the parrot to the stand.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to go down.
Yeah, probably.
But we should get some interesting answers from Oldman.
Oldman. December.
I don't think we got his name.
No, he doesn't know his name.
Keith Senior.
Keith Senior, and his wife was Meg Senior. December 27/10:00 AM District Kurt Rom. No dot
it's short
3.
for Megalodon.
Wasn't that a movie?
Yeah.
Didn't it suck?
I didn't see it.
I heard it sucked. But I don't know because I haven't seen it. I'm not into shark movies, so I wouldn't like it anyway. Gorgeous. Oh wait, that's you.
Sorry. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well, apparently the prosecution is also ready.
Who is the judge here, anyway?
Mr. Von Karma, sorry, I was eating fruit snacks. Your opening statement. Very well, no opening statements, so...
God, his voice!
Yeah.
Who does that?
What was that voice I was doing again?
Who does that voice?
Not so fast, Judge.
I want to know who provides the voiceover for him.
Oh yeah, it's just like in Persona.
Objection.
In Persona, like,
Not only does he look like a vampire, but he sounds like a vampire.
what is a courtroom? A miserable pile of lies.
Look, I'm not saying he's a vampire, but he's a vampire.
I'm saying that he's got all the. Is this vampire bloodlines?
Is this vampire? Gestures to Von Karma.
The Von Karma family line.
Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking.
Yes, very meaningful.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
A prediction.
Bing.
Oh, hold on, my arm got stuck.
Can someone please help me? If you could just reach into my pocket and call the number that's in there.
It calls my arm. That's how I operate it.
He just turns into that dude from Wolfenstein with like the robotic arm. Stupid fucking arm. I haven't played it yet, but I know that's a thing that
I
happens.
thought you were gonna make a reference to Psy, where he's like, "Oh yeah, the chef kiss," and then but he tries to do the chef kiss with his robot arm, which like isn't quite as flexible.
Oh yeah,
so like it sort of like gets stuck halfway through, and you hear like this engine revving
like,
noise.
It's like too big, so it like goes over his head, and he's like trying to bring it down.
Yeah, he's like trying to reach his lips,
Yeah,
and it's like, and then it finally gets there. Wow,
Mwah!
there you go.
That's from Harley Quinn, by the way.
Psy is definitely more cybernetic than I know him from in the comics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the acupuncture works. I'm cured. Well, easy come, easy go.
The real question is, if so much of him is cybernetic, how did his body fail him at all? Like,
I was thinking about that when we were watching
his
that.
Skeletal and muscular structures are.
We watched the newest episode before we started streaming, and yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't expect too much sense from pretty much anyone in the show.
Yeah. What if Kite Man's kite thingy wasn't like actually just a kite? What if it was just shaped like a kite and it actually did like it was actually like a jetpack type deal?
I was thinking it's got a contragrav effect.
Cause that would be
like,
cool. You think?
I mean, we already got a like, what's the word? We already got a kind of hand wave that like, if you were gonna glide on a kite, it would have to be pretty huge. And if you were gonna fly on a kite, it would need to be much larger, and you need updrafts and stuff.
Yeah.
But for as far as Kite Man goes, we'll just assume that his kite actually does allow him to fly around. Because like clearly it does. Like that's the funny thing. It's like you can't fly. You have a kite to fly, and it's like yeah, but that's like that's more than Batman has. Like
dude,
Batman can't fly with his cape.
It's weird because like Well, Batman doesn't really fly with his cape. He
Yeah,
just
but
sort
what
of
I'm saying is
glides
that if
around.
Batman had Kite Man technology, he could just open his cape and start flying around.
Well, I mean, eventually he's gonna get the Batman Beyond suit, and then he's just gonna be jetting around all over the
Yeah,
place.
but he
And
needs
then he's gonna
jets
get
for
old,
that.
and then
I'm
he's
talking
gonna
about-
almost shoot someone. Then he's gonna be like, never again.
I'm
And then
talking
Terry's gonna show up
about-
and be like, hey, what's up? Oh my god, a Batcave.
Look, he's using that like special like. What I'm saying is that Kite Man has some kind of like contragrav polyester like membrane that he can utilize.
Insane in the membrane. It's weird because like
He's drawing a design for a new kite, and he's got like 3 sides of a classic kite shape, and there's one line missing, and it's like, hold on, hey, I need some advice on this. It's missing some.
trying to put my own little spinny-roo on it. It's weird because like with how goofy the show is, it seems like Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are the only 2 characters that are allowed to have any sort of sense of tragedy in their backstory. Everyone else
True.
is just kind of like goofy lolsy and shit, especially Catman. But like also he's Kite Man because of his dead son. So like, do you think that's ever gonna come up with Poison Ivy? You think at some point she's gonna be like, so I gotta ask, like, what's with the kite? Well, my son loved kites, and he's dead, and she'd just be like, oh shit.
You had a son? I thought you were like 22 or something.
Yeah.
Nah, I just give off that vibe. Nice.
I mean, unless he just like
His apartment number is 66, but the second 6 is has a screw
it's
off of it,
upside
so
down.
it flips upside down.
That's 69.
Nice.
But nice. But unless he had the kid in high school.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that would be. I really hope that they add some more depth to the
Yeah,
show.
I
They
would.
should be,
That's a scene I would like to see
because it's
play
like
out.
I'm like, guys, it's a fun, funny show, but like, you can get deeper into it.
Like even Archer has like deep, meaningful shit in it. From time to time.
And from time to time,
From time to, not a lot, but like
Well,
every once in a while.
most of it's
Every once in a while, shit gets deep, and you're like, whoa.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the writers wake up from their stupor. They rise from the crypts.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's trial will end 3 minutes from now.
He's using his vampire powers.
Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now?
I asked you a question. You can just answer it, Mr. Von Karma. That's not a thing. That's like saying objection. Please pass the salt. You could just say pass the salt.
This game is so fucking stupid. I love this game.
He has to maintain superiority in all things. He's got that what is it? He's got that
Toxic masculinity. I'm the one with the fucking dick. You're my bitch.
Why you gotta be like that?
Oh my god.
But vascular. That's from the previous episode.
That's from the
We're talking
previous
about,
episode. Go
Vas
watch it.
Montenegro. I think yeah. But yeah, it's Vas with 2 A's.
Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to wait.
You know, I should have given this guy the Fisk voice from the Daredevil show.
I mean, you can still
It just
do that.
It wouldn't fit the objection like sound, but it would.
You know,
I'm trying to remember how he sounds. Like Wilson Fisk in the Daredevil show had a
He's-
very particular feel to him.
Yeah,
I
he
described him
sounds
as a loud whisper.
yeah.
He's got a certain intensity.
Which is not at all as how I would imagine him like sounding
Oh, yeah,
in
not
any
most-
other iteration, but
in
like for
other
the
iterations,
iteration
but because
in that
actor
show,
really, I feel like he really got that feel.
he really played it. He really sold
I'm
it.
trying to remember how it went, but like it was like an intent. Whenever he talked,
Vanessa, would you like to go out sometime?
I don't know.
I love the idea that his voice is a product of his backstory, where because he is his like entire career has been a series of like secrets and whispers, that he's never had to raise his voice, and so his voice is naturally just sounds like he's a loud whisper. Like that's his default state. Yeah, right?
I never thought of that.
So he's just like, it will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now.
Could you speak up a little bit?
I'll just adjust my mic.
Right. Objection. I call my
witness, my decisive witness to the stand.
It's that mysterious boat shop owner.
I wouldn't be a boat shop owner. That'd never be a boat
That's
shop
not a boat shop owner. That would never be a pasta shop.
You cross off World Doctors on your bingo card.
That's not a pasta shop. That would never be a pasta shop.
Doesn't the boat shop have like enough of a kitchen to actually make pasta though?
You know,
I think it has. I know
think
it has
it
a
does.
sink, but I don't know if it has a range. And I didn't see. I don't think he has any drawer things or anything. So I don't know where you would keep the pasta.
you know, I did not think about that.
witness. State your profession.
His animation strikes me as like. It reminds me of those like old-timey like computer games on like in second or third grade where they had like a lot of like stock sounds to them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and that like that pop noise and the low frame rate just makes me remind me of that.
It's ridiculous.
That's your guy.
What voice did I give him?
Give us your best old man.
It was like,
Well, he's got an orange beanie. Somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful boat I've ever seen in my life." I ran this restaurant called the Wet Noodle. I saw this spy movie and a guy was like talking to his shoe. I talked to my shoe once. We don't speak anymore.
I was in the Naked Blue Man group once. They said I wasn't Jewish enough.
Naked Blue Man group.
So the superheroes aren't really that super at all. Like, one of them's horrible, the other ones are all horrible, and the other just goes around flashing everyone with his big blue dick.
my review of Watchmen. Any of these superheroes are super.
Don't even get me started on the comedian,
But like, it's weird. It's kind
I like
of
the
funny.
comedian as a character, but like as a person, he's just...
Oh yeah, he's terrible. No, I like the concept that like Ozymandias and what is it? I was talking to a friend's friend about it, and I was saying like the supers aren't super, which feels weird because like Dr. Manhattan is like omnipotent, and then Ozymandias has like he moves fast and he thinks fast, but like everyone else seems like pretty much normal. But he points out that the reason why they seem super normal is because they're more on like sort of John Wick levels, where you can't tell that they have superpowers because they're protagonists, and that like they're supposed to be in a world where the average person can't take on 12 people.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense.
You think comedian and Trevor Phillips would get along very well?
I
don't think they would.
I don't think
I think they'd end up killing each other.
which would be amusing. I was just thinking, I was about to be like, yeah, but Trevor would survive falling out of a window, and I was like, oh no, he won't. I tested that. His rage mode turns off if he's taking fall damage, and I'm like, that's dumb.
Seriously?
Yeah, the rage thing turns off, the rage mode, it like doubles all the damage he deals out, and it like I think halves all the damage he receives. But the problem is, it only applies to like bullets and fire and explosions and stuff. It doesn't apply when he's like falling. So like if you're like, oh, I'm in rage mode, I'm gonna jump off this cliff onto the highway and then steal a car, you'll be like, oh, and then as soon as like you jump and go into your like free fall, it's just, oh, I lost my rage. I'm like, oh,
My rage left me.
that would be so funny though if like you could just take half the fall damage and so you start like jumping from crazy high places.
Yeah.
That feels like something Trevor would do.
I am the proprietor. Wait, if I can hang on. I need to figure out a voice for this guy because I seriously can't remember.
I am the proprietor. Sorry. Remember, he's-
am the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. Wait here. I am the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake.
Yeah, that'll work.
Trying to go for like a sort of Elder Kai from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I can feel it. Ellipses.
Oh, I've been trapped in this sword for 600 years, or however long it was, I don't remember.
Are you Excalibur?
Well, no, he was literally trapped in a sword. Like
I
in
was
the
talking
shell.
about Excalibur from Soul Eater, who is a sword, but he's
Oh yeah,
in a
he's like
sword.
super annoying. He's like
He's
just
the only
worst.
he's the only weapon that can bond with any user, and he's very powerful. And
But he's-
well, then why isn't everyone hunting after him?
Because he's annoying.
Because he's super annoying.
I like that concept.
Yeah, that he's really powerful. It's
That he's
just
like
really
the
hard
ultimate
to.
weapon, but like nobody wants to use him because they're just like, I don't want to hear your stories.
He's looking for heaven. He's going to California.
There's your Soul Eater. Get that off the bingo card.
Oh yeah,
Or
on the bingo
anime.
card. Yeah, anime in
just like
general.
anime in general.
We should have two boxes that are just different animes.
Yeah.
Just as long as it's a different anime from whatever you checked on the first box.
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you're good.
Yeah. And I also rent boats.
Von Karma. Technically, the term is that you lease boats. See, if you rented boats, you'd be renting boats from someone, whereas
Oh
you
my
rent
God.
out boats.
Look, I'm not saying that I'm a vampire, but I'm definitely a vampire.
Well, you gotta be such a grammar vampire.
Kramer vampire.
A crampire, if you will.
Oh, it's me, Grandpa Wolf. Okay, first of all, that's a male wolf dressed as an elderly female. Second of all, why are you Jewish? I took a swing.
Artistic limits. What is this Meshuggah behavior?
There's more Harley Quinn for you. I like that he has like the square glasses to go with it.
He's got a cane and he's got like the tweed jacket with the little
He's got
elbow
like the
pad
hat and the
thingies,
brown coat.
and his little bow tie.
Yeah, a little boat.
Everything about him was so grandpa. I really look in for our improvements for the Harley show. One thing I would do is have like an episode. I mean, have at least one episode where Clayface's like acting like is like the key thing in the entire episode, where like he keeps like a heist running just by like being there. Because like the first time he shows up, he's got like the perfect like cover story with Zeus, because he's like, I've got your mail, Dad, and it's a perfect cover because it's a guy who models himself after Zeus, so of course he's gonna have like a whole bunch of kids that he didn't know he had, and it's perfect. But like he ended up being like tricked into like he kept modifying himself, and then it became too obvious.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, going by how the show is set up, what he's done in the background, we know that he's always done his job.
Yeah.
So he should get what's the word? The show doesn't want to show him being successful despite him always being successful in the background.
Yeah.
It's just that whenever he's doing something that isn't acting, that's when things get difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
I believe this is called comedy relief. Sure, throw me in the wood chipper.
The night of the incident, you were in a boat rental shop, correct?
Yup, I was.
Please testify.
Testify! Cuts to
So
like
that's the
Repo the
thing-
Genetic Opera.
That's the thing about the whisper shout, is that it's or I describe it as a whisper shout, but it's like it's a low but like intense voice that speaks as if it's always making some kind of demand. That's why it would be a good voice for Von Karma.
Yeah. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. We'll raise an objection, obviously. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait
Who are you?
Wait just a gosh darn minute here. The witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. He's got no name, because he's a pothole.
You gotta do the ba. You gotta end it with that ba.
I did not ask him, Mr. Wright.
That's not what a ba sounds.
Yeah, but ba doesn't mix with his accent in
Well,
this line,
just
though.
try it. Just do the whole thing with the ba. I want to hear what it sounds like.
Bah!
No, you
See,
gotta
if I was-
say the sentence first.
See, if I was gonna add the ba, it's gotta be a different voice, because the quiet guy never does the ba, whereas I feel like I would make him more, sort of more boisterous, so it's like, because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah!
He's
Oh,
got
no.
full JonTron.
I got the game grumps. Did we talk about the curse of the Game Grumps on this show?
Yeah, how like the
We may
the
have,
trade-off-
but
the
in
trade-off
case,
of
hold on,
being
let me
a
do
game-
it. Let me say it. Let me say it.
Alright.
So, the curse of the Game Grumps is that becoming an official Game Grump, like one of the big two, or three, if you're like on a group of three, whatever, is to become an official Game Grump, you have to give up some like fundamental biological function, such as like being able to breathe without hiccuping, or like not farting, or not like choking on your own tongue or whatever. And that's why all the Game Grumps have like weirdly specific tics. So like JonTron was always like yeah, and like I think it was like was it Aaron was
got-
always like farting or something.
Yeah, Dan's got like intestinal issues or something.
Dan's like in the middle of line and he's like
Yeah.
but like that's just that's not going by like the actual people. That's more like a legend that makes sense in as if they were like their own like
Yeah.
character.
Man, the best is when Aaron starts an episode with like Dan has like a mouthful of food and he's just like ah.
What? Why would you start an episode when your mouth is full?
Those are the best.
Hit the.
Yeah.
I predict. Where was it?
I mean, it was hilarious until he said at one point that it was like, oh no, it causes me like a whole lot of intestinal distress when that happens.
Oh.
Then I was like, oh, well, that's not funny anymore.
I
mean, it's still a little
this
funny,
trial will end in 3 minutes. Because in 3 minutes I will have intestinal distress, and one way or another, that's when the trial is ending.
Judge, stop asking.
You know what I should?
asking
You know what I
trivial
should have
questions.
done? Back in 2012, I should have made a bunch of like big wagers about the world ending, because there's no way you can lose. Because you'd be like, ah, yes, I'll bet you like $200 that the world won't end, because if the world ends, then I don't have to pay anyone.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of a dumb thing.
Huh.
Or at least mostly.
Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
my attack
right.
is down.
What's that?
Defense lowered.
Defense lower. Oh.
The witness shall state his name.
Yeah, I keep making the judge and Karma's voice too similar. I think you should do Von Karma's voice.
I can do Von Karma. Well, I'm not really sure. Yep.
I took Benadryl and NyQuil before I got here.
What do you mean?
My memory. Your Honor,
Yeah, that'll work.
the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. Oh, that's you.
That implies that he hasn't used his own name in the last few years.
Yeah, he's just caretaker.
Cause that's he's actually from like the Dark Souls universe. That's why his name is just Caretaker.
Praise the sun.
You got two. We only have two names around this neighborhood. You've got names like Vangdarlia the Sky Swallower, and then we've got like Caretaker.
Praise the sun! That's your line.
You can't recall, you say? Because that's the thing. When you tell a story that you remember, one of the best parts about that is that if that story sticks in your mind, then your brain like refreshes your memory and keeps it there.
Yeah.
Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify.
Very well. As there's testimony then, shall we? Witness?
Witness the fitness. The night of the murder.
He's actually standing on a balance board. He's trying to get fit. That's why he's just bobbing. If you put this guy on a boat, he stands straight up.
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yup. I was at the restaurant, where I heard a red bounce as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yup. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Just floating on the lake like freaking magic.
I think you're making him squeakier over time.
I'm trying not to.
Bring it down just a little bit, and I think you'll have it perfect.
Then I heard another bang.
Everyone heard 2 bangs.
Yeah.
Except for the gun was fired 3 times.
Yeah, that's weird.
Was it? Wait. What if? No. I was gonna say, what if the guy fell in the water and then shot it underwater, and that's why you didn't hear it? But then but then wouldn't they say that the gun was found in the water, not like in the boat or something?
Yeah, I think so. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by on my window.
He takes a nap while it cuts away.
Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
No, that's not allowed. That's illegal.
No, you can't do that. There's nothing to question in my witness's testimony.
Now I'm imagining like one of those like lawyer watches Phoenix Wright kind of deal, where it's like legal eagle, and they're explaining like, oh yeah, you. So besides this being a game, even within the game's universe, you can't just like tell us. I feel like it's kind of shady to just tell the judge, oh yeah, we don't need to cross-examine.
Yeah, seriously.
Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Ah, fuck, my hand got stuck again. Can somebody help me, please?
Man, that underwater theme gives me anxiety.
Oh wait, what game was that?
One of the Sonic games.
Oh yeah.
It's the holding breath
dude,
sound.
I experienced that in Sonic Mania, and I hate it. That's kind of why I stopped playing it. I got to, I think it was the Hollywood level, where it's like lights, camera, action, which is great. Great music. Great music. Hate that level. That level
Dude,
is why I haven't gotten any further in Sonic Mania.
What if you had a Sonic OC that their specific ability was that they could hold their breath for a really long time, and they were actually faster than Sonic when they were underwater, and they were a hippo.
Are hippos fast underwater, though?
They're surprisingly fast underwater. It's because they're so dense that they can just walk on the bottom of the river, which gives them better grip than if they're trying to paddle with their legs.
Well, here's the thing about that, though. Spider-Man already has a character like that.
A hippo that...
There's literally a hippo man in Spider-Man. In the
Yeah.
Spider-Man comics. He's just called Hippo. Just a big hippo man.
Do you know how hard it is to get a job as a giant hippo man? I didn't ask to be turned into a sapient creature. I was just chilling out, minding my own business at the zoo, when some villain shoots me with some kind of sapio ray, and now I'm a person, and I gotta do taxes and stuff. Why do you think I'm robbing a bank? I ain't got no money. Oh man.
Where was that from?
Squirrel Girl.
Oh, Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, I
that
was like,
makes
what?
sense.
It's just like, you know, before when I was a hippo, I was in a zoo where like people took care of me and it was like rent free and stuff. Now I gotta like I have to live in a society.
Now I have to like pay taxes.
It's hard to get a job when you're a giant hippo, man. You're not exactly compatible with like most things.
Society did this to him.
We live in a society.
We live in a society. Have you seen Joker yet?
I have not.
It's.
I heard it takes place in a society.
It's pretty good.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I hear everyone saying that
You're
it's
lying.
like Taxi Driver, but I've never seen Taxi Driver, so
Not to be confused with Baby Driver, which is surprisingly a lot like the intro to Spider-Man.
Did we tell that story?
I don't know if we did. We went to see one of the. I think it was
Homecoming.
Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
We went in the wrong theater.
We wound up seeing the intro to Baby Driver.
And I was like,
instead.
either this is a really long preview, or this is the wrong movie.
It took like 3 times for us to finally get to the right theater because we went
Oh
down.
yeah, we kept like
the
having to
first
turn
time,
in the tickets.
Yeah,
because
the first time we had accidentally gotten a 3D one, and we didn't want that, so we had to exchange that. And then we went on, and then we went into the wrong theater. So then we had to go down. I was like, hey, we should just like go to the Homecoming theater, but Toe was like, nah, we gotta go. We gotta go.
I'm
tell 'em
glad
about
the
this.
clerks were so reasonable.
Yeah,
with us,
they were.
Cause, like,
The clerks
cause
were really cool.
Because if I was in their position, like, imagine you're like a co-clerk and one of the other clerks are like, are they just like trying to get like free movies? It's like, what, see like 5 minutes of one different movie every like hour? Sure, that's sufficient.
Yeah, no, they're just incredibly fucking stupid tonight.
Just very clumsy today.
It got to the point where she had to just like get a piece of paper and write a thing on it. It was just like, here's this thing, take it up, go to the right theater this
Just
time.
slide the clerk a golden coin, and they sent me to the cool secret theater.
But we got some great Homecoming posters out of it. Mine's on the wall.
Oh yeah, because that was like the opening week, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they were giving out the little poster things. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
yours
mine's on the
was
wall
around.
over there.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was back when I could afford to go to movies. Now I'm like
Hey,
trying
if
to
you
buy
wanna
a
go to
car.
movie, I have a little monies now, so.
Well,
go to movies.
I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker yet, and I want
We
to.
see Rise of Skywalker. We can see Birds of Prey.
Yes to both.
We can see.
Yeah. Judge your verdict now.
Yes.
Hey, buddy. It's Buddy. It's the cat.
Yeah, you got another line.
little
Oh,
guy.
we have a kitten. We have a kitten in the house.
Aw.
Buddy looks like he's gonna be getting a new home.
I was picking him up, but he wasn't having that. He
He's
just kind of slid out of my hands.
he might be getting a new home. I got this guy from Respite, which I have through my autism stuff.
So,
And,
question: what happens if we click "Don't cross-examine"?
Cool, just interrupt me when I'm talking
Oh.
about the cat.
sorry, I did that thing again.
But
But there's
it's
a
like,
guy adopting your.
yeah, I got like a respite guy that comes over and he likes the cat and the cat likes him. So as soon as he's like done moving into his apartment, he's probably gonna be taking him. So that's pretty cool.
All right. Yeah, Buddy's a little cutie. He's like I think he's the youngest of your cats.
He is.
Most
He's
of your cats are like adult cats.
yeah, he's a baby.
So here we have the question of cross-examine, don't cross-examine.
Do you wanna don't cross?
I want to see what happens if we don't cross-examine,
Oh,
because
man. Cause like that one time we did that.
Yeah, it's like sometimes it's like, oh, if I ask questions, I could get answers, but if I do keep pressing, like I could get like demerits or whatever. But like
Yeah.
in this case, it's just like,
It's just like what happens if we
what
don't
if
do
I
it?
just don't? Is it just?
Well, let's find out. He's right. That testimony sounded pretty solid.
You know what would be really freaky? If you had a moment in like an anime style game like this, where when a character has like a weird dream, it's like a live action clip. Like you never see their face, but you see their hair and their suit, and they're like wandering blurrily through a hallway, and you're like, why is this a real person? What is that like that's how their nightmare looks? That would be so bizarre, but like,
Holy crap! I am freaking out.
why are we all wearing gloves? You ever notice how we always wear gloves?
And then he disappeared
Yeah.
forever. Maybe I should hold back.
But Nick, you have to cross-examine him. This is your only chance to turn this trial around. Your last chance.
Oh, right.
Oh, so that's what happened.
What?
Is-
Okay, he's having a heart attack.
Excuse. I was right. He's having intestinal distress. He only had 3 minutes. Curse my prophetic abilities. I mean, I like predicting things in the game, but this is what? Hold on. Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma.
3 minutes just passed.
I see. Well then, let's take our time. May cross-examine the witness.
Okay. Wow.
Maybe it was, I think he was like, oh no, that thing I ate earlier is, oh, it's about to,
Oh, that chili dog's coming back up.
look, I need to get out of this court before the edibles hit.
Why did I go to Burger King for breakfast today?
Oh, don't diss on Burger King.
I actually really like Burger King.
I do too, but I know where you're coming from.
Oh my god. The night
Wait,
of the
do you?
murder.
Oh, the music is. If the music was off, and it'd be funny if the music played at the same tempo as the animations. So this guy was tilting to the beat.
So it'd just be like dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he's moving a little faster than the beat, I think.
Yeah. You know, we were talking about comic books earlier, and I had a conversation about comic books with my grandma. I was like, you know, it's crazy to me that like, with all the like amazing comic books that could totally pass as like legitimate literature that you would hand out in a classroom, if it weren't in the form of a comic book, it's amazing to me that these comic books aren't just like viewed as
Dude, comic
actual
books.
liture.
You
Because
know,
like, I mean, think
if
about
comic
think
books
about
were
this for a minute.
taught, if comic books, good, like really great comic books, were taught as literature, I was. Okay. you go first.
No, just I want to rant for a minute, because like think about this. Stephen King, great author. I only know because of his reputation. I don't
Yeah, he's
read
written
Stephen
like
King books.
over like
But, like-
120
But like,
books.
yeah, but Stephen King's over here like writing about evil cars coming to life and killing people for no reason, and like,
How is that not a comic?
yeah, how's that not a comic? He's writing
That
about
should
like.
be a comic. I'd read that
Yeah.
comic just to see what it
Yeah.
looks like in visual form.
Yeah, he's writing about like clowns that eat kids and they exist in a universe that was barfed
Oh,
out
man,
by
the
a
art
giant
for-
turtle
The
god.
art style for that would be so cool
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
It
and
would
like,
be the was it Gotham by Midnight or whatever?
yeah, yeah,
Like it'd be all painted looking.
yeah, and that's awesome. And like his stories are crazy. I saw it part 2, haven't seen part 1. I haven't seen part 2 yet. But yeah, it's pretty scary. But then you look at comic books like Watchmen that dives into like the world of politics and misogyny and like the threat of nuclear warfare constantly hanging
Here's
over
my
your
thing.
head.
I haven't read.
Dude, Batman
Oh.
Damned is literally just a story about like Batman working a case, eventually finding out he's been dead the whole time, and goes to hell because he let the Joker die. Like, replace Batman with any generic detective dude and throw
Yeah,
Stephen
well,
King on there.
That's the funny thing is that
And
even if you want to
beat that
put
one.
even if you want to put a magnifying glass or like a microscope up to a comic book and be like, is this really like so legendary that that should be taught in schools? And it's like, well, look, put it on the same pedestal or put it on the same like playing field as the other like classics that you read in school, like Catcher in the Rye, and you realize it's about like when a comic established a particular style or genre or twist. I would say that Watchmen is probably among those.
Yeah,
where-
Watchmen should definitely be getting passed around in classrooms.
And then like whatever the the opposite of Marvel is.
Like in a social studies class.
Not Marvel specifically. Let me just enunciate that a little more. Marvel.
Marvel?
Marvel. Like
Not
a
the
like a
creative?
village.
Like the village.
Not like the captain.
Not
Not
like the captain?
Marvel.
Not Marvel?
Not the comics Marvel. Marvel.
It's weird that they made Marvel a woman in Captain Marvel. Simply because it kind of brings up like a whole lot of things if you wanted to introduce his kids. Cause like cause like Hulkling,
What if she had
Is-
kids?
well yeah, but what I'm saying is Hulkling is supposed to be the son of like Captain Marvel and like the
Oh, so you wouldn't
Skrull
have Hulkling
Queen
unless
lady.
you had another
So,
thing
like,
going on?
You, so like
Aw,
yeah, you could
that makes
just
me sad.
gender swap the Skrull and make them a male, and that would be fine. But then it's like, what did you accomplish? All you did
I
was
mean,
gender swap two people.
Gender swapping scrolls shouldn't be that difficult, should it?
No, it shouldn't. It's just and there's it's
That's
just
the, like, wait, what kind of naughty bits do they have? And it's just them on the like a scroll on the operating table, like looks under the towel and just goes.
yeah, you could do
They
that.
never establish. They never established if it did or didn't look like something a human would have. Just a.
Yeah, you could do that, but it's weird that you would because there's no point to it.
I could see a Marvel. I could see Lady Marvel having like a couple of kids.
Yeah, I mean, so could I. I just don't get why they had to gender swap them.
I don't either.
It's weird.
I think they missed. I think they missed a point.
I feel like they were doing such. They were trying to focus so much on like the aspect of like female power that I think that's why they decided to like.
They forgot to give them character,
but like,
which
it
is
wound
where
up
it
not
comes
mattering
from.
at all. And like, you can have strong female characters and also have good male supporting characters. Look at Kim Possible. Kim Possible is like one of my all-time favorite cartoons.
I was actually, oddly enough, I was gonna go with New 52 Harley Quinn, where just like everyone there is on some kind of sliding scale of normal to goofy, but like everyone that has Harley's like respect and admiration is like a good supporting character.
Did I mention Marvel also died of cancer? Yeah, like he had a whole rivalry with Thanos, and then he died of cancer.
Was it because they were researching something radioactive, so it was like a Marie Curie kind of deal?
I don't know. I never read the comic. I only know that.
I figured that would have been an interesting twist. If it was like, look, I spent all this time studying this this primal force, and the good news is it can give you superpowers. Bad news is, by the time I figured out how to make it give you superpowers, I already got a bunch of the radiation in me in a way that doesn't give you superpowers.
Whoops.
Like, that would be an interesting thing where it's like, oh yeah, I got superpowers, but for like, I don't know, 3 months maybe, and I need someone to pick up the mantle because someone's got to save the scrolls from the world.
The weirdest,
the other way around.
The weirdest thing that I read on Twitter was that someone was talking about that, and someone on Twitter, I don't know how true this is, but someone on Twitter was like, they did it to avoid the whole romance side plot thing. And my first thought was,
can they not just be associates?
Okay, no, shit. Now my first thought was, okay, but why? Their relationship was kind of like a huge thing in the comic books. Why get rid of that? 2, it's fine if you do, but do you think that a male and female character aren't capable of just being friends? Do you think lesbians are just going around hooking up with the first female that pops up into every movie?
Man, I just got a vision of a dark future where there are romantic movies, but they're like written as badly as older romance movies, but they like now have gay characters, except it's exactly the same.
That's what I'm worried about.
Oh no! Please don't.
Just learn how to write better.
Do it better, please.
I had a lot of problems with Captain Marvel. That was just one of them.
I did.
I was really disappointed that we didn't get a Secret Wars, not Secret Wars.
That's
Secret
a whole
Invasion
thing that we
type movie.
That's a whole thing that like I feel like
that's what I thought we were gonna get, and then we didn't, and I was sad.
Well, that's the difficult thing is that it's all about the timing of the movies. If you did set up like an entire like Secret Skrull invasion, it would be between Infinity War and Endgame, and it would add too many extra layers. And if you did set it, you'd because the thing I pointed out back when we talked about this like I don't know years ago was if you have two outcomes and neither of them are really great.
Well,
either
hang on a minute. It could explain why she wasn't around when the city was being invaded by aliens in the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, because she was.
They could have been like, "Oh yeah, well that was happened. She was off dealing with Skrulls.
She was side scrolling.
She was off doing like a secret undercover thing. That's why she
side scrolling.
She was side scrolling. But I mean, that could have been a thing.
Yeah, I do. I am glad that they boosted her up a lot though, because just like in raw power levels, I'm glad that they put her somewhere where, like, when she shows up, it's just like, okay, this ought to get interesting.
By the way, I'm super powerful.
Yeah, because in the comics, I think she's more around the 25-ton range, whereas in the movies, she's like in the like 500-ton range. She's in like the Hulk range, where Like, she's one of the few characters that was able to take on Thanos, like, hand to hand.
Well, now I kind of want to see a fight between Captain Marvel and Hulk. But, like, World Breaker Hulk? You know, the kind that just keeps getting more and more powerful?
I feel like that would be, like, the sparring buddy that he's looking for.
Yeah. That'd be neat. Now I want to see a fight between her and Sentry.
He's a friend from work!
Dude, her and Sentry.
Sentry.
Captain Marvel versus
Sentry. Dude, how would they...
How would
funny.
they bring Sentry into the MCU?
No. Okay, put Sentry away for a moment. No, hold on. Yes, bring up Sentry again. Sorry, bring him back out of the box. Hold on, I changed my mind. Scratch all that. I want a cellar door with fish bones on it, some ketchup, and a human foot.
Wait, what?
You want gravy on that human foot? Well, yeah. Without gravy, it's not food.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's Key and Peele sketch.
Oh.
No, you bring in...
Check that off your bingo
You bring
card.
in the Sentry, except you give it to, like, Taika Waititi, so it ends up being such its own character that, like, DC can't even, like, be like, oh, you copied our Superman, because he's just a fundamentally different character with similar-ish powers.
Right.
Like, but, like, on top of that, be like, bro, you had like 30 years to do a good Superman movie.
Come on, dude, get it together.
He's not even from a different planet like Hyperion. He's just here. He's
Oh,
just
yeah.
fooling.
Man.
And he's got some agoraphobia. It could be like a really interesting movie about like a guy who's got like way more power than he's actually like ready to use, and then he's
Continue.
that like it's like the opposite of a One Punch Man situation, where like it's like, oh, we need firepower. We need someone who can, like, I don't know, punch Thanos' ship in half, and it's like, and he's at home like, they're gonna call me in to punch a ship in half. I don't want to go outside. There's all these weird smells out there, and people will look at me. I don't want to talk to anyone.
I just want to sit here and read my comic book.
And he's like, the movie starts with it. He gets up in the morning and he takes like some like weird like metal looking pills that are like Stark Industry like anti-anxiety meds, but like strong enough that they somehow might affect him. And he's like, yeah, the meds aren't quite working, by the way. It's just we've been moving the doses around, but at this point I don't want to be taking a horse vitamin.
Right. Dude, the first time I learned about Hyperion was in the Avengers cartoon, and it took me way too long to realize that he was basically just evil Superman. Like a light bulb just kind of went off in my head a few episodes later. I was like, oh!
Which is funny because, like, an evil Superman is just a Superman, but who's got more of the ideas of Zod than Superman.
Well, I mean, an evil Superman is just Superman from Injustice. That guy's just horrible.
Yeah, but for different precise reasons. But
yeah,
for similar reasons, eventually.
I mean, being tricked into killing your own wife and unborn kid is gonna fuck up anyone.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, they end up having the same sort of Knight Templar kind of like, what's the word? Problem. But yeah, I like the idea of Hyperion as a villain, but I just feel like I wouldn't bring him in yet. I'd bring in I'd want to bring in Doctor Doom, like a lot.
Hey, let him be his own character though. Don't.
Oh yeah. Just set up Doctor Doom.
Don't start him off in a Fantastic Four movie. Just like have him. I don't know. Have him pop up in a Spider-Man movie and be like, "I'm Doctor Doom," and then have the Fantastic Four show up later.
Here's my pitch: Doctor Doom as his own villain, and the Avengers.
And let him have some magic armor, please.
And
stop fusing him with metal and giving him electric powers.
He's got
or
magic.
whatever.
He's got technology. He's just all these.
Make him how he's supposed
combined.
to be.
He's a fun boss. I like the idea though that here's my pitch though.
Let him have his magic
armor. Here's my pitch though. Doctor Doom. He's got the magic. He's got the technology. He's running. Was it Latveria, I think?
Yeah.
And Spider-Man brings up. He's like, Doctor Doom. Wait, hold on. Doesn't he fight those other guys? And then one of the other characters is like, oh yeah, no, those guys are from another dimension. They pop up every few years, but then he just strikes them down. Like, that's why the Fantastic Four don't exist, is that he keeps banishing them to another dimension.
Oh, dude, we should probably get back to this game.
Is this the best you have? Give me a stronger franchise.
Seriously. I would also love
No,
to
just no, just now imagining Spider-Man fighting Doctor Doom in like one of those group battle things, and he's like he's really giving off those potion seller vibes. He's like, my potions are too strong for you, Jeff. I can see that.
I can see that. I would actually really like to see Reed and Sue's kids in the MCU though. That'd be neat.
Just like Doctor Doom or whatever with bottles of Extremis, and it's like my potions are too strong for you, Traveler.
Yeah, but like the kids though.
Who?
Reed and Sue's kids. I want to see them in an MCU movie. I think that'd be neat.
I'm gonna say maybe because
I feel like if they ever introduce Franklin Richards, it'll be for like a whole reboot of the MCU.
Yes, but also No, that's how they bring. No, they reboot the MCU with WandaVision, where they're like, well, to get Vision back, you'd have to alter reality on a fundamental level, like I don't know, adding more mutants or something.
Right?
And she's like, more mutants.
More
Less
mutants?
No, more mutants.
It's like the opposite of the No More Mutants comic.
Yes, that's
where
I was going with
that's
that.
a joke.
No, but I like the. Here's the thing: if I was gonna do a Franklin Richards thing, I want it. The movie is about them. You'd have to get a really, really good like child actor.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a child actor who's just good at like sort of face acting and stuff, and then it's narrated by like an older like voice who's like their inner voice.
Right.
But the whole thing about Franklin Richards, I would want it to be like more of a family drama that has superhero stuff going on in the background, because on a fundamental level, Franklin Richards is so powerful that his problem isn't like dealing with like
his problem is just
stuff.
writing him well.
His problem is like self-control and understanding himself. Like if once you become a reality bender, there's little difference between waking and dreaming, and that can be very confusing for a young man.
I would love to see Franklin Richards hanging out with Dr. Manhattan. Like, they can both cross into whatever multiverse they want. Can we just like have a crossover comic?
I feel like the thing there is that like I feel like Franklin would be like, you're kind of a downer, man. I might have like like if I have like a bad dream and I wake up and it was real, like that's a problem and everything. But like it is like the future does like change every time that I mess with it.
Yes, but like Dr. Manhattan became less of a downer after Doomsday Clock. Oh, I just had an idea. No, not Dr. Manhattan, but what if instead? Have you read Doomsday Clock?
No, I have not.
Okay, so spoilers. Basically, it ends with like basically
the clock hits 12.
No,
and then the thing explodes probably.
Dude. Basically, Dr. Manhattan winds up like taking one of what's her name, Marionette's kids, and like raising him as his own, and he like passes his powers on to him. And like the end of Doomsday Clock is him going to live with Owlman and Silk Spectre and their daughter, and he's like a young boy at that point. So now I'm just imagining like, what if they had what if DC and Marvel did a crossover? He named him Clark after Superman.
All right.
After the events of Doomsday Clock.
So
what if it was just
Clark
this young
Manhattan?
Clark hanging out with Franklin Richards? Think about it. They're both basically these omnipotent beings, and they're both pretty young.
But
just have these like two young teenage boys.
There was this one panel of the Fantastic Four comic that really solidified my idea of what I would see in Franklin Richards' like movie, and it's where like Franklin like has like a nightmare and he wakes up and he's like, "Mom," and like 12 like robots like rush into the room and they're like, "What is it, son?" And it's like, "You're not my mom, you're robots that my dad made." Like, and that sets up the entire like dynamic of what's going on with Franklin Richards, is that he just doesn't have enough attention from like his family and friends.
Yeah.
And
I could see
he
that.
represent like as an individual, he represents like the future can become brighter, dim, depending on just if you take care of your kids.
Yeah.
So.
Should probably get back to the game. Holy crap, that was a whole tangent.
It was night of the 24th.
Hey, that's my line.
I was reading comic books.
They had this Doomsday Clock comic. It was alright. I mean, it wasn't great. It was okay.
I should watch a summary thing on that.
You should. I think Comic Historian actually
During
did
our
one.
streams, I should just like open up YouTube, find the videos that I keep saying I'm gonna watch,
And then just put
saving
them in your watch later.
Yes, put them in the watch later. Yeah.
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yup. I was in the restaurant where I rent
No,
boats,
wait, we
as
read this.
usual.
Because it's the
Oh yeah, this is the
you
testimony.
can read it if you want.
Oh, that's right. We were cross-examining.
Bro, this video is like almost 3 hours long. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's a hefty video.
I like how like a video's the length of the video doesn't matter. It's how excited I am about the content. Because if it's like, let me explain let me talk about Jurassic Park, and it's like 10 minutes, I'm like, that's not long enough to talk about Jurassic Park. And then it's like, let me talk about the background lore of Jurassic Park, and it's like 2-hour video. I'm like, that's my jam. They're gonna talk
shit
about
right
the
there.
Stegoceratops.
Just
Stegoceratops, my dude.
Stegoceratops.
Which, you know, as silly as it sounds, it'd be really good dinosaur design, because now it has the defense of the Triceratops horns, and it has the Thagomizer, so it has defenses from the front and the back, and the spine, so it's overall it'd be a good defensive design for herbivore.
Huh, that'd be
Yeah.
neat. Just after midnight, you say? Yup, just around then.
It's just around midnight.
Are
I
you
heard something, and
are
something
you
stopped
sure?
my heart. I start to scream.
Are you sure? Pretty sure. Are you sure?
I
Pretty
don't know the
sure.
lyrics to Thriller.
Yep, I didn't get what that was. Thriller?
I was trying to go with Thriller, but I don't know what that lyrics.
Oh, yeah. Stop your heart. Or something.
And something evil was lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, I saw a sight that almost stopped my heart.
I close my eyes and wonder if I'll ever see the sun.
I don't know what that's from.
It's the same song.
Oh, it's later in the song.
I heard the door slam and realized there was no one at the door. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today.
Objection! I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right?
Sure, Jan.
Oh, where am I?
I keep doing his voice anyway because I'm. It's just really fun to do the line. Just do his like expressions. That's his inner voice. It sounds very similar.
Yeah. Don't glare at me like that, young whippersnapper. He's like, dude, I'm probably the same age as you.
He's in the same generation as
Yes,
old Big.
same generation. Yeah.
I wanted to be a movie star.
There's a joke about boomers in here somewhere.
We were before that. They were was it Greatest Generation or whatever.
I don't know,
Like World War
man.
I.
I don't know. I remembered it clearly. I did. Yup.
You see? Continue.
Wait a minute. Do I have something to like? I feel like. Yeah, he says a little after midnight. It was the 24th. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Bro, we're doing a stream.
It was before Baby Boomer was the silent generation.
Oh. Neat. Okay. Oh no, because it's 24th just after midnight. Wouldn't that mean that just after midnight on the 24th would be leading
25th?
into the
Yeah.
25th?
And
That's well, that's
hold up there.
confusing.
Yeah, well, let's press him on that. Just to.
I pressed him just now.
Sorry, I was.
Yeah, you were on your phone
I was
looking up
thinking about
information.
Thriller lyrics.
I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual, and I heard a bang, a yup. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just afloat.
This guy
on
would
the
make a
lake.
really good like NPC for like an Undertale setting because he has a boat and he makes spaghetti.
Oh yeah. Just about then the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window.
But the man was broke, so the man he's a joke. Can I get a honey with my coke?
I don't know what that is.
The time was about 369. Goes to want to drink wine. Tell the man not to waste your time.
I do not know that song.
It was a meme song for a while.
Oh. Press that, press everything, because... Is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could.
So I keep reading his lines. I can't.
Do you just want to voice this guy?
No, I can't.
Do you-
Because I do too many voices. and I'll make him sound too much like the judge in Von Karma. I've got too many old man voices.
Yeah, they all sound the same.
Yeah, I need to.
You're meshy. If you'll excuse me, I need to go drink more sand.
Here's your little Karibo. Check that off your bingo list.
That's not Little Karibo. That's.
Oh no, it was.
Right, Little Karibo.
Why do I keep thinking that's Little Karibo? Little Karibo was Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Land of Tour
Which
would
is
be
very
Yu Yu
obvious.
Hakusho abridged. It's a whole different Yu show.
Why do I keep thinking it's Little Karibo?
Yu-Gi-Oh! show. Yu-Gi-Oh! Hakusho.
Yu-Gi-Oh! show. Yu-Gi-Oh! Hakusho.
Yu-Yu Hakusho.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Hakusho show.
Man, imagine just mixing clips of the shows.
That's not good enough for a court of law.
Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough?
Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot.
Parrot, you say?
Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy. It is a girl.
Your Honor, this man believes me to be Keith.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone else in the courtroom is aware of that.
Your Honor, I don't even know what he thinks Fun Karma is.
Judge is just like, why does
back up, Keith.
Judge is just like, why does he keep calling you Keith?
And this guy is Vern, you know, Vern.
It's just Vern. Boom, big ol' alphabet.
Your line.
Prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue.
Then I heard a bang. Yep. Oh wait, go back to that. I gotta press on everything. Hold it. And where did the bang seem to come from? Bang, bang, shakalaka, bang, bang. From the lake, I figure.
Are you certain?
Yep.
Good. Continue.
When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out. It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. Okay, I don't know what's happening to my voice right now.
You're going a little off the rails there.
I went a little off the rails there.
Reel it in just a little bit.
But I figure there was two men out there. Yep. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep. At the time, that is. At the time. And I heard another bang, and then press on that, so you heard 2 gunshots total. Yep. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. Just about then, the boat came back by your window?
By your window.
By your window?
By your window?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear?
Yep. But, dude, I'm just imagining...
Yup. By my window. Dude. Right outside my window of the little shack.
Dude, now I'm just imagining a conversation between, like, a big boss and Maya.
Oh, no. By the window. By the window.
They're called Metal Gears.
Metal Gears? Yeah, Metal Gears.
Metal Gears.
What do you do? Oh, we're kind of lawyers. Lawyers, yeah.
Lawyers,
We're defense attorneys. Oh, my God.
Oh, lawyers.
Yeah. Yep. By my window, right outside the window of my little shack. Could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him.
This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony.
Tisk.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Thanks, Han. Didn't they say that line in like every Star Wars movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the defendant who was saying, I can't believe he's dead.
Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad!
Dead certain, Keith? He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by too.
Gordy got him. That's what the second bang was. He shot, and he missed. And then Gordy
fired
popped
again,
up.
and then I missed again.
And because Gordy is kind of like a parrot, it makes the sound of a gunshot. And then it bit, what's his name? And then it jumped up, and it threw him into the water. And then it took his gun, and it shot him with his gun.
But he missed.
And then he shot again. And he hit, and then he did hit, which is why the gun was fired 3 times, but you only heard 2 shots.
And then he had a popsicle and went back underwater.
No, wait,
Or wait, is Gordy the one with the gun? Who's firing the gun in the... What is happening in this scenario? Who's doing what?
Okay, so
what is going on with your
first-
hair? Your hair
okay,
is
so
like you're like a unicorn right now.
Okay, so you have Robert shooting the first shot, missing. Gordy shows up.
Taylor like took his headset off
Gordy
and then
shows
put
up,
it back on to
picks up
fit
the
his
gun,
hair back.
and shoots Robert. And then Gordy goes underwater and shoots, but misses, which is why everyone heard 2 gunshots, but there were 3 gunshots in total.
So how does Gordy fire the gun?
He's got little flipper hands, like the penguin.
Remember when Penguin was like eating raw fish in that one movie?
Was that I think that was Danny DeVito Penguin.
Was it? I can
Hopefully.
see that.
I'm gonna look that
Danny
up real
DeVito
quick,
doing
just so I can see what he looked like.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth?
It was him! That Edgeworth boy!
Man, he looks so different as the penguin.
Was it him?
Let's see. Yeah, he looks so different though. I mean, he's way tanner now.
Yeah.
That and he's not, penguin shaped.
Yeah. Didn't he also voice Philoctetes in Hercules?
I believe so.
That's awesome. Hey, Judge.
This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt.
Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Nick, don't like the way things are going here. Use a smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb!
Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us.
Just gets to like Krieger from Archer. Smoke bomb! Just leave.
Does he ever use a smoke bomb?
I don't think he ever does, no.
He really should.
He
I
should.
feel like that's something he would do.
By the way, if I was the clone of Adolf Hitler, wouldn't I look like Adolf Hitler?
Yeah. Just everyone's like, yeah.
Oh yeah,
it
never
kinda
thought
makes
about
sense.
that.
So why would he have like reddish hair and everything?
Yeah.
He just no.
It's like some X-Men level clone bullshit.
And
This is your female clone. How is it a female clone? Well, because
We mess around with
it was
the-
bred with like another lady. Well, then she's not a clone. She's a test tube baby. What?
like a clone hybrid.
Yeah. Wait, Superboy was made from the DNA of both Lex Luthor and Superman. So does that technically make him more of a test tube baby than a clone?
Yeah, he's more of a tube baby.
Yeah.
It's kind of some kind of hybrid baby thing.
Yeah.
You ever see a ship full of alien goo and your first thought is, I'm gonna throw a box in here and try to make a weapon to kill Superman?
No, why would that be a... why would I be on an alien ship? Where did this scenario come from?
It's in what was it? Batman v Superman. Lex Luthor's like somehow has the brilliant plan that somehow works of getting like some of like Superman's blood and using I think some kind of what is it? Some kind of like artifact and just drops it into this like goo, this like protoplasmic goo in the spaceship. and it just kind of accepts his commands for some reason, and it's just like, ah, yes, okay, yeah, I guess I can just make life.
Oh yeah, that was the what was he? That was in the old Superman movie, wasn't it? What was it called? Nuclear Man or something like that?
No, that was in the new movies.
That was Batman v Superman?
Nuclear
that sounds
Man
like
was,
an older Superman
No,
movie.
Nuclear Man was a different thing. I'm talking about Doomsday.
Oh, that was Doomsday. He
was just an ogre guy who popped out of the goo.
That.
Yeah,
Man.
Because it was kind of forgettable, but it was such a dumb plan.
Batman v Superman is just a blur to me. Like, I
It
don't
would've-
remember any of it.
You know what's
Except
funny?
Martha.
If the Kryptonians
Martha!
If the Kryptonians had the technology to like replicate and clone like Kryptonians with some degree of success, that's kind of what they should have done.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would have done like on the planet Krypton. Like even if the planet explodes, I have a bunch of these like arc ships that will land on a planet, figure out or find a planet nearby that's like habitable, and then just start churning out like robots and baby Kryptonians.
Huh, that'd be cool.
That'd be nuts, but it would be really cool.
Yeah.
And weird, but cool.
Yeah.
It's very sci-fi, you know?
Yeah. I better act quick, or this trial is going to be over. Quick like Sonic.
So, Blue Jack, what do you think we should do here? We've got raise an
Raise an
objection.
objection, or wait and see what happens. Would you like to wait and see what happens?
Okay, so here's my pitch. You hit wait and see what happens, and then a clown riding a bulldozer busts through the wall. The trial is ended.
Why is it a clown?
Because he's...
Is it Pennywise?
No, it's just some kind of clown.
Why is he a clown? Why does a Pennywise have a bulldozer? Or why does a clown have a bulldozer?
Well, he stole it.
Why?
He looks around, he's like, this isn't the bank, and it's just the wrong heist.
It's just... Oh my god.
Wouldn't that be funny if like there was like a supervillain heist, but they blow up in the wrong cell, like the cell next to the supervillain, you know? So you're just like serving time for like, I don't know, peeing in an alleyway or something, and the the wall, and you have a little note slides through the window, and it's like, stay away from the wall, and you're like, what? And then poof, when it busts open, there's a bunch of guys. They're like, we've got, you're not, and we're looking for the Dr. Fang or something, and you're like, oh no, he's the next one over.
You're just like...
And you see there's a guy in the background with like the public record schematics of the prison, and he's like, what oh, okay, yeah, no, that's E3. We're looking for E2.
Meanwhile, the prisoner's like, I'm just a bartender that pissed in an alleyway. Why are you breaking down my cell?
Yeah, I'm just, you know what? I got like a week in here. I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
It's gonna be a bigger hassle if I get out now. It was a longer sentence, maybe, but plus I get a new cell.
Do you want to wait and see what happens?
Yes, if only for that tiny chance that there might be a clown riding a bulldozer.
But how can I raise an objection without any proof?
Dude, imagine being one of the kids on a school bus where like one of your childhood memories is driving somewhere around Gotham, and then like a bus that looks like yours like backing up into your school buses and out of a bank, and then driving along with you and then disappearing.
Oh, Jesus.
You'd be like, oh, I remember that. That was a bank heist?
Yeah.
I was wondering what that bus was doing in that building.
It'd be terrifying.
Judge, there is no room for doubt in the witness's testimony. I demand that you declare your verdict.
Well, ifs and buts or candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Alright, Mo
Who do you
Howard.
think I am? Santa? Close, but no cigar.
The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Raise an objection or wait and see what happens?
Okay, let's raise an objection.
I guess.
I don't want to keep our folks in suspense that much longer.
Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead. But his word is all we have.
Let's talk with
If
Polly.
he were telling a lie...
Mr. Wright, In a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Show us proof that it's not!
And that's the thing, is that, I mean, I find it a little inconclusive with the old man's history. Let's check on let's just check on the parrot and see where that goes.
Get Polly under the stand.
Because I figure you could just go for broke with the parrot, because, like, worst case scenario, it just says something that's totally bonkers, and then it's like, okay, well, the parrot didn't remember what was going on.
Yeah.
But the parrot is the parrot is lying to me. Excuse me.
Maya's in the middle of a hearty sip of water.
Do we have evidence? Let's see.
It's no good.
It's
no
no
use.
0 damage.
Great.
I can't believe there was only
Those are
like
some Sonic
there's only one
references.
boss fight in MGS5.
Yeah, it's very disappointing now that you think about it, isn't it? No memorable bosses,
Which
no
is
witty
super
dialogue.
weird, because like there were setups for bosses that should have been there, you know?
Yeah, man, they cut a whole chapter off.
Quiet
of the
was
end.
kind of like a mini boss.
Yeah, Quiet was cool. God, I love
Because you
Quiet.
had to
Quiet
like
is like my
go
favorite
through a whole
game.
area and like and like sneak around and keep from getting shot. It was more of like a mini boss situation,
Yeah.
but that was close
Yeah,
to what they were trying to go
yeah.
for.
Quiet is like probably one of my favorite characters in
I
MGS5.
feel like Quiet was gonna like curve the bullet or something. It's like how good is Quiet at sniping? Oh, she can like I don't know, shoot a propeller on a helicopter while it's spinning.
Yeah. That was awesome. With a revolver. With Ocelot's revolver.
The trick is, at that point, you have to determine. Here's one thing that I didn't consider that suddenly throws it out the window, which
What?
is she didn't know the pull strength on the trigger. Now, that's presuming she did, because if she didn't, she wouldn't be able to get the timing just right, because you wouldn't know when the trigger is actually trips and fires the bullet.
Well, I mean, I kind of just assumed she was trained in every sort of gun.
Yeah,
Because, like, why wouldn't she be?
that's something you can add to your weird quirks of having like super hyper skills. Is you're like, you pick up a gun and you're like, okay, it takes me a few seconds to make sure I know the pull weight on this trigger. Let's to check the safeties. I know how much spin it has, what its center of mass is, so I can flip it in my hands.
Yeah. It's no good. There's nothing I can do.
Now I'm just imagining Quiet picking up other hobbies, because she realizes that like her dexterity is high enough to do all sorts of things. So she learns like close-up magic. She learns how to juggle.
That would be neat.
She like knows how to do cool card shuffles.
Dude, if Quiet was like in DC or Marvel or like any comic book that had like where magic was a primary thing, you know, she would have like a few magic spells up her sleeve for certain occasions. Like, you know, she's hanging out with John Constantine, and he's like, "Okay, look, here's a spell,
That's
but
a
you can
radically
only
different
use
direction
it
I
once."
was thinking. I keep thinking of this concept art that was basically someone's like, okay, so you take Quiet, but instead of her being inexplicably like hot and like, but like in pristine condition, she should be like a garbage gremlin. And so it was Quiet. She's exactly the same, except instead of being, except like she's like poorly dressed and always covered in just like dirt. Because like, because even though she doesn't like she doesn't sweat or excrete or whatever, but it's that like when she's sneaking around, she's like crawling around on the dirt and stuff, and so she's just like this weird like garbage gremlin just popping out, just covered in mud, like her hair is just a mess, and she's like, sneak time, snipe time to sneep.
I like how she is. I mean,
I'll see if I can find the image, because it was great. It was just
the whole thing with her clothing is weird, though.
Oh, definitely.
But like beyond that, I like how she looks. Man, those cosplays must be insane, though.
Let's see, MGS5 Quiet Gremlin. Please. Please let me find the drawing that someone made.
Hold on, we have to stop this whole trial so
No.
that Maya can go and look up freaking gremlin quiet pictures.
Man, I saw it once and I don't think I'll ever find it again. But basically, imagine like a hand-drawn quiet where she's just like wandering around like straight up naked, but she's just like covered in like it's not like sexy. It's just like a cave person where she's just like covered in like random dirt and stuff, and she's just like rambling around with like just a gun.
Rambling around at the speed of sound.
She'd have like a belt or something to carry the gun, but like that's basically it.
Yeah.
Like it's not like purposefully sexy. It's just like, ah, yes, I'm just scrambling around in the dirt and hiding in bushes and shooting at stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, that's her weakness. She'd have a lot of trouble with bushes and brambles because she always has exposed skin.
I never thought about that. She
would,
probably gets like a lot of thorny cuts. Shit.
Yeah, if anything, her ideal situation is having like a environmental tack suit. Like it covers your body, it's made of like Kevlar and stuff, but it's got like an air system, so it actually pushes air into the suit. That'd be the best, because then she could be clothed and armored and breathe.
That would be interesting.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. I tried doing Big Boss, and it went off the rails. I don't know what that was. Taylor!
I'm seeing if I can... Please.
What are you
Let me...
Are you still looking for the picture?
I'm looking for it on Twitter, because that's where I saw it.
Bruh.
I'm red, please.
Oh.
Please.
Oh.
Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. I need to find this drawing of Quiet, but as like a trash goblin.
Sis, if you could just send me this picture of Quiet Gremlin, please.
Quiet as a trash goblin.
Just. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad.
This must be a new record.
Enough! The witness may leave the stand.
He wasn't
See,
even there
that's
anymore.
the trouble with having a character who's named Quiet. It's very hard to index.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm... it makes me say it.
This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Was there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant? This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
What? No!
There was, in fact, too much booty in the pants.
Wait, what is that from?
It's some kind of booty song.
Oh.
I remember.
Look at that booty.
I remember it was used during.
Booty.
Stop. It
Fuck,
was,
I got all tongue-tied.
I remember hearing it during a what was it? It was a advertisement for like a retro like soft drink that came back in the 2000s. That was like Raindrop or Lemon Drop or something.
Huh.
And their whole thing was lemon drop, and then it was like dropping it low. So it was just like soda, and then suddenly they'd just be like, what is it? They'd just be like twerking real low to the ground. It's just like, too much booty in the pants. Drop it. Too much booty in the pants.
Give me the
Court
booty,
finds
I
the
need
defendant,
the
Mr.
booty.
Miles Edgeworth, stupid.
Guilty.
Guilty
of having too much booty in the pants.
Accused will surrender to the court immediately. We done messed up, didn't we?
Did we? I don't know.
Pending trial at a higher court within the month. Oh, to be held pending trial at a higher court within the month from today's date. What?
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait a minute.
What?
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 What? Can I just say the judge has like
What
one
was
of the
that just
best
now?
beards I've ever seen.
It was me.
Like, look at his beard.
And then it's just like, wait a minute, that's Undertaker's music.
Wait, dude. He has an awesome beard.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, like you could, it's just like some random wrestler pops in. Oh, that's whatever's music. Here they come. What are they doing?
Oh,
He's
where is he?
presenting evidence.
So I was like, where is he? I can't see him, and I can't see the evidence.
He's bringing a witness testimony off the top rope.
Because it was John Cena.
I can't see.
He busts in with the music, and it's like someone busted in, but I can't see them. Huh?
You know they could.
What? Oh, hi, Larry.
Larry.
Larry?
What are you doing here? Bro, Larry coming in clutch.
Hell yeah, man.
Listen, you gotta listen to me. I fought off 7 men to get here. I was
punching bees.
there, in the park, the night of the murder.
I was in the park punching bees. That's how he trained.
Sure. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it.
Remembered what?
The gunshot. I heard it too. I was working in my lab late that night.
Order!
What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot?
A gunshot? You heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony, and I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Oh, he was in the Rhubarb Gang,
Wait, what?
the Peas and Carrots Squad, the Clone Saga,
Oh, he was
the jury.
Oh, he was in the Clone Saga.
Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. He may be edgy, but he's not a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify.
Testify!
Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court.
I mean, we have some pretty interesting characters here. Let me tell you.
I'm not quite sure how to proceed. But I'm not listening to Von Karma, he's a jerk.
Yeah, seriously.
Judge, you have already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this.
She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse.
Larry, edit that in. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You're right.
We got nothing to lose.
You're right.
I'm calling him the clown. He's got a bulldozer.
Bring the bulldozer.
It comes full circle. That's why. Oh, that'd be good.
Man. Your Honor.
Just to have the bulldozers on speed. That just says clown on the speed dial, and they're like, and then puts the phone away.
Okay, but is the bulldozer also clown painted? Does it have like a clown paint job?
It's
Does it at least have a goofy horn?
it's gotta have a goofy horn. Yeah, it's got a goofy horn, but it's just kind of been taped to the steering wheel.
Yeah,
it's one
yeah.
of those like the hand horns, so it's like
Yeah.
that's all they could get in short notice.
If they're-
Just that as a GTA mission. I need you to steal a bulldozer and get a clown costume. No questions asked, just bring it to this place, this dead off location.
GTA or Saints Row?
Maybe.
Maybe. No, I want that to be a Trevor mission.
You know
I
what
can
Saints
totally
Row-
see that being a Trevor
There's
mission.
a Saints Row mission that like I don't know why it just gets me so much, but it's just one where someone is selling real estate, but they're pulling a Scooby-Doo where they're trying to lower the real estate prices to buy it up. But to do that, they need you to steal a septic truck and then just spray poo over multiple lots, so it just becomes a horrible mess for like a month.
Ew.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. But that's the thing. It's like, oh yeah, we need
no.
to lower the prices on this real estate. And it's like, how can you lower the price on like something like beachfront property? Covered it in poo.
They were using the poop cannon from Borderlands 3.
Oh no. Oh yeah, the what was that called?
I can't even remember. I know there was a gun, and I know there was also a grenade. There was a porcelain
No,
pipe bomb.
there was a porcelain pipe bomb.
And
That's
they
different.
both and they both did the same thing.
Oh, like
except-
poison damage or whatever.
Yeah, with except the grenade did it with an explosion.
And the poo cannon talked. It had like a robot thing in it.
Well, that's disturbing.
All right, hit the button.
You hit the button.
I can't hit the button.
Hit the button.
Give me that. Did you read that?
Oh wait, no. If there's another, give me that button.
Well, then you should.
If there's another witness, then it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. I put the offer out. I don't want to chase you down, but I know you see it. Greatest showman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was giving me a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You run with me, and I can cut you free from the annoyingness of Von Karma and his top-notch doucherie. Hey! A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned.
Here's the thing. Overturning my verdict. Allowed me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard.
Hell yeah. What is this?
Just someone in the background. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that guy from that one commercial where he's like, oh, come on, I need answers. Oh, there's my answer. Have you heard that one?
No.
It was some insurance commercial. He's like,
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now.
ha!
Hey, he's actually like doing a thing.
Yeah, he's like growing a backbone now.
I've got more backbones means more human.
More backbones means more human. Check that off the bingo card.
There you go. That's on the bingo card. The multiple pockets, more organs gag.
More stomachs too. I have another stomach for whatever.
Yeah, it's all kind of in the same bag.
Yeah. It's all in the same stomach, if you will.
Oh no.
What?
The court will adjourn for 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned.
Hell yeah. And that, I think, is a perfect place to leave it on.
Yep.
If I do so. Well, you can't save it when it's on this thing, so December 27th.
This is the no-save lobby.
Yeah, District Court, defendant. Well, I mean, it's just this particular dialogue box. It's like that with the it's like that with the testimonies too. When you're like doing the testimony, it's like da da da. But like before that, it's all in red and it's like witness testimony. You can't save it on that either.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, and thanks for hanging out with us and talking about comic books.
Thank you so much for joining us this lovely evening. This has been Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I've been Taylor.
I've been Lou Jack.
Remember, everyone, to take care.
Stay awesome.
Have a beautiful day.
And we'll see you next time. Bye! I've been sticking my dick in the fridge.